The newest flagship killer by the Chinese company, the OnePlus 6T, came to us recently. If you'd like to learn our opinions about this gorgeous new device, stay with us to find out. If you're a fan of Android, then you must be familiar with the new OnePlus 6T entering sales recently, and now we have it for our review. We can see many improvements: display, in-display fingerprint scanner, and battery. But there are also some drawbacks, such as the loss of the 3.5mm audio port, with which the company proudly boasted before removing it. This was a true gunshot to the head of their hard-earned credibility, since OnePlus was considered to be perhaps the only company that listened to their fans. All previous devices by OnePlus arguably had the fastest OS, so let's see how this time the 6T performed. But before we do that, let's peek into the box of the OnePlus 6T and see what we got inside. Design has stayed quite the same. We still have pretty much the same old white box with the model number in the middle, but this time around the box there is a red ribbon where OnePlus community is defined as a collection of individuals possessed of a tremendous understanding of and superior taste in the finest technology. What's most important is that they're a part of what we do, and that includes you. Quite deep, isn't it? Anyway, inside the factory box there is the phone itself, of course, user manuals, a SIM tray tool, new stickers, an invitation to the OnePlus forum, 3.5mm to Type-C adapter, as well as a dash charge charging adapter and a dash charge Type-C cable. It was speculated earlier that OnePlus wanted to change the name of their superior charging system to RapCharge, but it seems that the name change is still not authorized. Let's now deal with the phone. OnePlus has a long tradition of using optic AMOLED displays, and in a word, they look outstanding. It's true that Samsung Super AMOLED displays are superior, but this matrix reproduces black colors much deeper, and also the color accuracy is amazing. Inside the settings, the 6T offers sRGB mode, and it also fully covers the DCI P3 color profile. This said, the colors are really good, but it comes with a price. Sunlight legibility is not something to boast with, and we'd say it's even worse compared to the predecessors. A huge improvement is the display size itself, since this time we have a 6.49-inch display with the aspect ratio of 19.5:9. We are sorry for compact phone lovers, but this phone isn't something you can use single-handedly. You will have to use both hands. Anyway, all views are more than sharp since we have the same old Full HD resolution. This is one of the first phones that used the 6th generation of Corning Gorilla Glass that the manufacturer claims should withstand drops from the height of 1 meter. This phenomenal flagship is another device by OnePlus that uses the same strongest chipset by Qualcomm, the Snapdragon 845, which is paired with either 6 or 8 GB of RAM as before, but this time we see little changes in user available memory. We no longer have the version with 64 GB of storage, so the 6T comes with either 128 or 256 GB of internal storage. As this phone was included in the beta testing of the Android 9.0 Pie, it is only natural to come with the Pie out of the box, which it does. This device performed excellently in terms of performances, both in benchmark tests and user experience-wise. All tasks are executed immediately, while games are fluent with stable frame rate even during heavy use. Also, the always-on display is now removed, and in its place now we have the ambience display that gets activated by touching the display or simply placing the phone upright. It also offers many customization options that will do a good job as a replacement to the LED notification light that has also been removed. It needs to be even further improved though, because for example, the screen will light up every time you go over a hole while driving, which can be quite distracting. Another of the settings found here is the gesture navigation. Simply swipe from the bottom to get back to the start menu, swipe and hold to enter Task Manager, or swipe from the right bottom corner upwards to get back a step. Very easy and useful. We have the new in-display fingerprint scanner for the first time in OnePlus phones, but make sure to take your time to register the fingerprint, because if you rush it, the phone will have some trouble recognizing your fingerprints later on. However, when it's set up correctly, it works great. Your call speaker is placed in its natural position, above the notch on the front panel, and you can barely even see it. Even though it's smaller than it was, that won't be an issue since the sound is crystal clear and even more than just loud, but sadly we can't say the same for the loudspeaker. OnePlus didn't bother to implement stereo sound into their flagship, which is something that has become standard even in mid-rangers, and even the Nokia 2.1 has it, and it's an entry-level phone. The main speaker provides sharp and quality sound, but it's not particularly loud, which you'll definitely notice while gaming without headphones. Cameras placed into the last two generations of OnePlus phones, the 6T included, are their biggest downsides. Don't get us wrong though, the phone really makes good, clear photos, but the second sensor has the same purpose as the primary one. It'd be nice to see a wide-angle secondary sensor or telephoto, but no, we have the same old setup. We have a 16 megapixel and a 20 megapixel sensor, both of which have the angle of view of 25mm. We did see an improvement regarding software manipulation of a photo, especially in nighttime mode. What this mode does is it prolongs the exposure, letting more light in the camera, but on the other hand, the quality is sacrificed. We think it's better to stick to the normal shooting mode. Speaking of the photo quality, in good lighting you can really make impressive photos with nice colors and dynamic range, but with slightly noticeable noise that, on the other hand, you can only see when you zoom in to the less bright parts of an image. Portrait mode also does a good job separating the subject from the background. The edges are natural and perfected. It's available on the front side as well, and it also performs nicely. While we're at it, the front-facing camera provides more than just good results for a 16 megapixel sensor. Most manufacturers try to cram as many megapixels as possible into the front-facing camera. Clever marketing would say, however, 16 megapixels is more than enough to make a good selfie. HDR mode on the front camera doesn't do that good of a job as on the back. Details get lost under artificial dynamic range, making photos blurry. Once again, the video mode performed remarkably well, just as it was in the previous iteration. And there's also the electronically stabilized 4K 60fps support, which is just waiting to explode of details. OnePlus 6T, just as the earlier OnePlus 6, has all new connection options. So much new that the older ones are completely forgotten. As we mentioned earlier, the 3.5mm port has been removed in order to implement new technologies, for example the in-display fingerprint reader. But inside the factory box, there is a Type-C to 3.5mm adapter. All 6T phones are dual SIM devices, and they don't support any sort of storage expansion. On the bottom there is a USB Type-C connector, while the NFC sensor is also here. Compared to the last year's OnePlus 6, the battery in the T version has been increased to 3700 mAh. The 6T also performs better in terms of autonomy, with around 7 hours of screen on time, which translates to around a full day's heavy use with gaming, viewing videos, etc. Regular software updates only add up to the autonomy, and the company really tries to optimize battery consumption as best as possible. Good old dash charge system is still here, but this time it's not branded as such. We are a bit sad that we didn't get the new Super VOOT charging system with whopping 50 watts of power that Oppo phones got. Oppo, Vivo and OnePlus are three brands led by the same company, and they share their technology, which means that we can expect to see the new charging technology in the new iteration of the OnePlus phones. OnePlus has once again succeeded in creating one of the best, if not the best, premium flagship at the lowest possible price point. There is also the Xiaomi Pocophone F1, which is substantially cheaper though, but its build quality just isn't on par. We can expect improvements in the camera feel in the future, and we believe that OnePlus is capable to deliver even better results. If you're planning to buy this phone, don't hesitate. It's our warm recommendation. How do you like this new OnePlus Beast? We'd like to hear your opinion in the comment section below. If you have any suggestions or you would like any other devices being reviewed, let us know either here or on our Facebook page. If you like this review, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Sit back and relax as we're working hard on new material for you.